What's going on? Come in, come in, come in. Today, Flock is here. Is Flock for your safety or your subjugation and a violation of your security? That's the conversation we're having today. Is Flock hurting or helping society? Y'all know we all value our privacy, and nowadays, you drive down the street, you're tracked, you don't, against your will. Even when I'm telling you, even when you use like vending machines and stuff, there's a certain if you can use your cards and stuff today. It's it's leaving a digital footprint, you know. And everywhere we didn't. Who did any of you guys vote for the flock cameras? It's flock. Let me put a question on. Is flock making you safe or violating you? Because you know what I mean. Who wants to be tracked, especially if you've been in any incarceration type of situation? Your privacy is all you have when you get out. And now, even if you just up and down the highways, the streets, your privacy is violated. But they say it's for the smash that like, share me out, y'all. What's going on this Saturday? What y'all got going on this Saturday? What's the temperature? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 83 degrees. They got the microwave on early this morning. The white boys ain't in jail yet for the Nolan Well stuff, all this stuff coming out of white. They lock Katie up like all of them up. Space Dutch, what's up, fam? You said America is a police state. It's coming to that. Remember, they told you in the 80s that all of this shit was gonna be closed caption TV. We knew it. The thing is, so much of this stuff that they told you was gonna happen, and now that it happened, motherfuckers acting like they surprised. Space Dust, is Flock making you safe or violating your privacy? It's three of y'all in here. Come in, come in, come in. Double tap the stream. Good morning. The conversation today is Flock watching safer streets or is your privacy dead? I'm telling y'all, and you know that it's a joint venture with this Flock stuff. It's not only the police that's involved, even the credit lenders and everybody that's in the system. You know what I mean? You are in the system when you're dealing with the flock. Everybody can use it, not just criminal places. People that's looking for you can use the flock information, and it's already been abused by police officers helping out criminal organizations and criminals. A police officer was asked to run the license plates, and kind of found out the license plates was to an undercover cop. You know what I mean? By way of the flock system, because the flock system, all it does, it records the people that in the car, and then when somebody who's like, well, his girlfriend got a red Honda, then they'll, you know what I mean? You say flock the flock cameras. You know, a lot of people are taking them to court, man, and have got an injunction to stop those flock cameras. But is it too late? Like, when I first started seeing them pop up, I seen one, and then I go up like quarter of a mile and you'll see another one, and then your whole route is flocked up. You like, wait a minute. They don't even have to follow you now. They can let you drive to your house. They got you on camera. They can start from the starting point and shit check all powerful pathways and within minutes with the flock camera. And that's crazy. We're 100% under siege. Smash that like. Good morning. Come in. Come in. Come in. Is Flock making you safe or violating your privacy? Is the conversation today. Smash that like. No other country has gangs of police roaming the streets like we do in America. That was something I noticed about Europe. I spent a month there and only saw cops at the airport. What part of Europe were you in? Because I think we bought the safest country on the planet, fam. So they might not have gangs of police, but they probably got gangs of people that prey on each other. You know, most countries are more older than we are. We are, you know, they got Belgium and Netherlands. Yeah, you know those people, man. They docile. They probably, I mean, they probably if you was black or Indian or something like that, then you would have saw the police. White folks, not so much. They probably just thought you was a European, and if they knew you were American, they probably stayed out of your way on purpose. But Belgium and Netherlands, what you was doing in Belgium and Netherlands? And do you speak German, French, or a Dutch? Because Belgium and Netherlands, they both, I mean, Nazi strongholds. Flock is making it unsafe and violating our rights at the same time, my brother. What's going on, Alex? Alex Bryant, what's up with you, fam? I would say also it's violating. Do they have Flock in your city? Because they came out of nowhere. The Flock and the Democratic Socialists came out of nowhere, didn't they? But they've been here because you know they've been had those cameras inside of like street lights and stuff like that, or they just made them more visible. The cameras above your head, like that fish eye cameras, them cameras been there, especially at the main lights in your city. Remember when I don't know if y'all city did it, but where I'm at, they put all of these lights up at the main intersections where they catch you for the tickets or whatever if it's a high speed chase. And now the flock cameras they're on every main city block. There's a flock camera, man. Smash that light. I guess y'all think there's a requirement of how much traffic or how many people take that shortcut or whatever if they put a camera there. But they didn't need to do is have cops everywhere. Hold on. But they didn't need to have cops everywhere. They had street cameras to get people for traffic right. That's why they didn't have cops. Because just like the flock, if you live in the city right now, you very rarely see a cop unless somebody call them. Yeah, we've been talking about it in the barbershop the last few weeks here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, you in Charlotte, Alex. Charlotte is the new Atlanta, or was. What happened? Remember Charlotte, everybody had so much hope in. I'm moving to Charlotte. What happened in Charlotte to give it a standstill, a stall out? You didn't even hear about the basketball team no more. You a barber in the barbershop, ain't you, Alex? Am I correct? Are you a barber? I think we talked one time before where you were saying y'all be having them manly talks. Oh, I got you mixed up with somebody else. But yeah, that flock shit. Okay, yeah. Yup, I see it. Yeah, that flock stuff done got there gonna tuck a motherfucker out. Y'all still having them meetings about men getting together, getting themselves together, family. Shout out everybody coming through, man. Okay, Alex, let me put a jacket on you. You got a new YouTube or something? I remember you used to come through and let me know. Then I know I think you have a channel one time where y'all had the videos of it. Or we just talking in conversation how y'all be meeting up because that's a dope thing. That's similar to the town hall meetings we need to be having. We need to be having those all over the country. You know what I mean? Drew, what's up with you, Drew? Flock is the camera system that's going around, you know what I mean, in America now. It's the newest way to watch your ass. They don't need a police parked outside your house because you live up the street from Flock. You leave out the house, Flock gonna give them an alert. You know what I mean? It's part of this database stuff that they putting us all in. You say it's making it safe for everybody, Curtis. Can you explain why you feel like it? Yep, like China, Drew. Yeah, and you know that China got everybody credit and everything hooked to that Flock camera. When you jaywalk or you dump some trash or anything like that, they take the money right out your account because you hooked to the closed circuit TVs. JD, what's up? Flock is another tool of the fascism of America. Great job, MAGA faggot. But Flock been here way before MAGA, dude. We can't blame it on MAGA. We gotta blame Flock on the government. You know what I'm saying? I say I'll call them just a super nosy white person. Remember the white person on your block that used to be super nosy, or the old lady that used to be so super nosy? Like, why is she always in the window? Why is he always walking past people's house, looking at people's yard? And that's Flock in its technology form. Smash that light. Flock is GPS. Got you on the GPS map. Know what I'm saying? They don't even need to get you on the crime scene. They can lay back. All they got to do is identify who you are, the vehicle you in, and just go get you when you stop. They don't have to chase you no more. It's crazy. Or even alert you that they know what you did. They just can swoop in. Cause you know that it's a a dragnet they can set up using Flock and like internet systems and GPS and see exactly where you at. They can set the shit up and they know, oh, he's right there by your phone. These phones are the new, you know what I mean, mark of the beast. They're gonna get smaller and smaller, and we're gonna depend on them more and more. Because you notice the phone has taken the place of so much shit. The phone taking the place of the big ass component sets with the speakers and shit. Everybody listen to it on their phone now. The phone has taken the place of the movie theater. Now you don't go to the movies, you get a Netflix account and sit there with your head down watching the phone. Okay? You don't go to the restaurant, put an order in and wait in your car for it to get ready. You put the order in and wait in your living room for them to knock on your door with the DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? The phone has taken the place of so much. You don't meet a bitch out in the open. You get online. You don't go to somebody's house and curse them out. You send them a Facebook. Fuck you. I'm unfollowing you. That type of shit. Most buildings have security cameras. Obama implemented wearing body cams. Your phone is watching. My phone been watching and listening since the phone's inception. Also, your TV's been watching and listening. And Donald, the Patriot Act. Which one of these people did the Patriot Act? One that George Bush. So that wasn't Obama. Y'all killed me putting everything on Obama. He let some sisters marry their boyfriend, and now he did everything, huh? Obama let some sisters and punks marry each other. They've been doing it in jail for years, centuries. But now y'all mad with him. He did not institute that stuff. Ian, what's going on with you, Ian? Hey, Ian, you in Alabama. Do they got the Flock cameras in Alabama, Ian? Peace, 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 bad talk. Peace to the gods and earths. Hey, bad talk. Have you been watching this show called ATF? It's about the history of Clarence 13X. It's like a AI miniseries. Google ATF Clarence 13X. Allah the Father. ATF. That shit is dope. It's giving you everybody that says peace God and stuff is giving you, know what I mean, the history of, you know what I mean, of the gods and earth movement. Yeah, check it out. It's called ATF. Drew, you said you ain't mad. Why you ain't mad, Drew? Because you probably nosy. Most nosy people ain't mad because they understand. They doing the same shit. Cops body cam stopped some crooked cop behavior. Shit, them cops is doing that shit on body cam. It's gonna take another 100 years for them to get used to having a camera on them and not being them. It's like remember you used to do shit and your phone would turn on and people are like, oh, what's he doing? Motherfucker, listen, shh, shh, shh. His phone cut on. He don't know he cut his phone on. You know what I'm saying? Obama won't black. He ain't do shit for black people. Bad talk. On paper, Obama is white. Here you go, my baby. On paper, Obama is white. Y'all do realize that. He was raised by 2 white grandparents and probably afforded everything that they can afford. His daddy was a foreigner, African. He's not. He ain't set black. Can you explain to me that when you say Obama set black people back? Obama ain't had nothing to do with black people, and nor was he supposed to. Nor was he supposed to because we didn't lobby for Obama. The lobbyists is who got there going get most of what the president has to offer. You see who getting the most with the president here? The oligarchs like Elon Musk and them. Elon Musk got taken out of Doge, out of his position, government position, and made $1 trillion. Also, the 5 industrial complex companies that the United States support. They were Donald Trump supporters. They the ones who, you know what I mean, every president is a talking head until the Don shit. The Don is the talking is the talking heads. But he just not talking for y'all. Exactly, Ian. On full effect and in full display today, family. The Nefertiti chain. Yeah, you know this is my talisman. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just you know, like Rockefeller Records, they do this, and they got the blue fame. Death Row had the little man sitting in the with BMC. We got the Nefertiti. That's my logo, my talisman. I mean, and effigy of my beautiful queen. You know, the original BMC talisman is adorned on my queen's neck right now. Dude, you know what? I could show y'all the original chain right now, but you know what I mean? Just go ahead and get your BMC. Just go ahead and get your BMC. Hey Ian, why ain't you got the chain next to your neck? Why aren't you go out there gonna heavily invest it? Go over there and get you a BMC membership, Ian. You my #1 supporter. You not even a member? Ian, you need the Nefertiti chain. You know when you when y'all sign up and get the BMC supporter, they like to call it supporter. I'll say they call it subscriber or join the BMC investors. You'll start off with the BMC formula logo, and it's 90 days to 6 months. You'll turn into the BMC medallion. Okay, Ian put his money where his mouth at. Shout out Ian, the newest member of the BMC investors, but you always been a solid partner for the last 6 months. Greatly appreciated. Welcome in, Ian. That's what it is. Bang! I feel you, Ian. Thanks for. Hey, Ian. One thing about you, you always show that super support, man, and it's greatly appreciated. Cause Sassy Music got the necklace. My boy Pay Dirt. Did y'all check out Pay Dirt? When he got his review, I'm gonna have to post it. Get Nightbot to start posting it so y'all can. Cause a lot of times when Pay Dirt, he deal with that gold and stuff. He's a gold panner on his channel. A lot of people don't get over there and support him. That's what it is. In you know, Pay Dirt that come through here that talk that gold shit. I had did a community post about him. He got a review for his gold selling business. Yep, hit dog on holler family. I like that, Ian. You was raised with great values. Raised with good values, family. Good values, man. And you're non-denominational. That's what it's about in America. The only way we're gonna survive in America, unless we, you know what I mean, become non-denominational. Stop separating ourselves. But yeah. Shout out everybody coming through. Ian is the flock in Alabama. They got the flock cameras in Alabama. And they got nowhere to go. I don't know what that Michael Jackson Man in the Mirror joint been on my mind for the last 2 weeks. Oh, Ian, so would you consider your area rural? And have they got to the rural yet? I got one shit. It's a flock camera within 100 feet of me right now. There's a flock camera on both sides of the street within 100 feet. When I leave out, whatever way I go, 100 feet this way, 100 feet that way is a flock camera. Smash that light. It might curtail the crime. It might, but a lot of times motherfuckers don't give a damn. Motherfuckers know people got cameras on their house. They still doing shit now. I am not totally against it either. We so close to the human trafficking superhighway. My little cousin was almost snatched up by some dudes on a van last year. Wow. What they came through. They tried to snatch up some victims. That's crazy. Evidently, they didn't care about it. The people who was doing it, because they knew the flock camera was out there. Smash that like, y'all. Yeah, that I got a Nefertiti. Anybody who interested in a Nefertiti necklace, we got the link posted, man. Y'all can get your very own Nefertiti. Hold on, might have to put a little money behind it, but you got to pay for what you want. Smash that like. Y'all get over there and get your BMC investor. Shout out Ian. Block is a street camera that police can look into your tag on your car. It's also in government buildings too. Flock is more than just a camera. And Flock also not only records your tag, it records the occupants in your car, and it identifies them also and links that occupant with your car. Like when they're looking for somebody, they say, well, they be always in a white, Tahoe passenger. They're always the passenger, so they'll get that white Tahoe and then they'll pull it over and see if you in it. So it's not just about license plates. Kurt, like I said, I live within feet of these shits, man. It's not just a goddamn gone. Smash that like for real. Woo. Woo. Smash that like, y'all. That goddamn going strong, boy. Smoking that strong, boy. Don't choke. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out, man. Yeah, Flock got something to do with more than just your goddamn dang my OGs. Y'all know it's Puff Puff Pass, not Puff Puff Couch for a half an hour. Ah, fishing. Gone fishing. What you catch today, family? He gone fishing. What part? What part of the South you in today fishing? He gone fishing. That bass you caught that day was dope. That was a bass, right? You said it's an invasion of privacy. I know they probably already got the cameras hooked to your TVs already and all your devices. I'm waiting for that law to be passed, where they hook with everybody who get a phone. You'll have to sign up for so much shit, and which nowadays you have to sign up for so much shit that they already know. You know what I'm saying? Your phone number is like a identifier, GPS identifier. And all they got to do is flip the switch, and they can see where all of us at. They didn't got to flip the switch for us to see it. We'll be able to, but they know where you at anyway. Remember, T-Mobile and those phone companies when they came out with the GPS stuff where you could see where your friends at, and they had that commercial, "Where you at?" That shit came and went. That was the form of the Flock system. Okay. You said your wife left, and your daughter tell Wednesday, their bachelor life. You know it's never the bachelor life as long as they got this phone. The iron pimp will ring, and she will find out if you drinking up all the soda, or you ain't been cleaning up the bathroom, or you know what I mean. It is gonna allow you a certain amount of freedom. You can shit and don't worry about closing the door. Nobody's gonna smell it and eat up everything, and you might even sneak a little drink out the milk carton without using a glass when wifey and the man around. But you will never be bachelor life again. You know what I'm saying? Even in the mind, you will still constantly be thinking about your people's gone fishing. Let me check on my motherfuckers people's. You know what I'm saying? What's been interesting is here in Alabama, there have been a number of private citizens requesting the data, and who has access to the Flock cameras. There's already been there's been a several police all over the country. One dude, he ran somebody's license plates that was an undercover cop. One cop ran an undercover cop license plates and gave it to a drug dealer. You say, all right, it is, he gonna fish, especially if you got there going a real G. You gonna care about your loved ones when they ain't here. Your shit ain't gonna be right with you running through that bitch by yourself for a bunch of days. Cause it's the chemistry and what makes that shit up. They will be missed gone fishing. But I know you gonna catch your fishing pole, get your goddamn lures, and get out there on that water though. You gonna get out there in that water. You got any fishing ships playing? Why they going? Where you going at? What you going to do? Where you want to drop your pole at? Fishing, you in North Carolina, right? I think I'm gonna get me a smoked old fashioned this morning when I get out of the house. Yeah, yeah. My boy lunching out there being in the chat. My little nephew, man, he take me and get them smoked old fashions, man. We usually do it in October around Oktoberfest. We got a 2 year tradition. I gotta hold him to it. Give him a call, let him know October coming up fast. We usually do it during Oktoberfest. We'll hit the Yard House. We did it 2 years straight. We'll hit Yard House, get us a little smoked dog fashion. What's that? What's that Woodford Reserves? Is that the liquor that you get in yours? Gone fishing. What is it? Woodford Reserve Inn. Oh yeah, what kind of liquor you got on tap, Ian? You said you about to make you one when you go home. Okay. Yeah, them shit's pretty good. Like I said, lunching out turned me on to them. Smash that like, y'all. You know what? I'm gonna have some smoke old fashioned with y'all coming soon. Let's stay tuned because I've been in the background tweaking the amenities on the live stream. You know, it's gonna get a little bit better, and it's because of all of my super supporters. So y'all get over there, turn on the notification bells. Get you a BMC investor. Get the logo behind your name. You know what I'm saying? Okay. A big fan of Buffalo Trace and Jack Daniels Single Barrel Select. Okay. So what? I bet you that Jack Daniels is smooth. Is flop making you safe or violating your privacy?
Okay.
Good morning to everybody. Sending nothing but blessings. What y'all got going on out there, man? Ian and them about to get Ian and he gone fishing. About to get plastered later on this evening.
I said okay.
It's a lot. I live close to Lynchburg, where the distillery is. I've been there a few times, and
I said I gotta
okay,
get myself together.
a bunch of flights. He had a bunch of flights over there. Ian, do they got samples like free, or what? Smash that like y'all. Shut me out. Smash that like y'all.
My mama will be taking somewhere.
Okay, they sell a lot of different batches. You can't get them nowhere else. That's probably pretty dope. There's a lot of microbreweries around here in the regentrified industrial area that was now there's a bunch of they got that turned into a lot of microbreweries. Y'all know a lot of people making their own shit these days. But it's always cool to go in there and get a flight of them or the house shit to see what they fucking with. What's that land shark stuff? It never caught on, but it was like two of these commercial micro beers that always was dog face. What was that dog head beer? I all that novelty stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. You could take a tour and a whole distillery and then have a tasting. Okay, yeah, they do that at the Anheuser Busch joint in this state too. The beer company. Okay, then they have a tasting and give you a tasting of 5 different junks. Okay, okay, yeah, that's about right. Land Shark wasn't bad. I always just prefer. Okay, so Land Shark was similar. I ain't never had one of them. I had that dog head, whatever it was, but that Land Shark, that's in a yellow can. So that tasted like Miller High Life. Hell in. Miller High Life is the fucking black people PBR, man. You talking about them little Miller Bills. Hell no, in. That's black people PBR. My aunt can drink like 20 of them shits back to back and not even feel it. Them shit, the Miller High Life that like, it's like, man. Hell dog. That's the PBR, the goddamn ghetto. Flock is watching. Safer streets, or is your privacy dead? Who divided America? Yeah, you say nothing. Yeah, and yeah, you'll fit in good in my area. That's the shit. You come through with a goddamn on 12 of them shits. Okay, them Coors banquet beers. Remember Coors had switched the bottle? What's going on, Montrese? Remember Coors had switched the bottle to look sort of like the red stripe bottle, and they had like the them joints was good. I think that's what you. Hold on, let me see. I think that's the ones that they was pretty good. Coors had a because I saw what's so crazy is I saw a joint of them shits the other day. A billboard with them shits up there. Yep, them janks in the little red stripe looking bottle. That shit might have been red stripe. Yep, I seen a junk yesterday of them shits. I might have to got there and go hit back at them. I might have to try me some of them Coors banquet. Cause I drank them when they first, remember they put them out, I had hit them. But now I might have to double back, you know what I mean? Lay off the Modelo one day and get me a 6 of them shits. Curtis Hines says flock safety camera supporters pointing to crime fighting benefits and critics warning of mass surveillance in America. But that's just what it is, Curtis. It's mass surveillance. How is it crime fighting if it's just, you know what I mean, documented? It's actually part of a wider network. Ring is associated with Flock. Flock have their own home camera system. GPS is associated with Flock. It's a moneymaker. Okay. You say drinking one of them joints like eating a pot roast? Okay. Remember Amber Bark? Remember Michelob had that Amber Bark? And it was some of them, it was like different flavors of them, basic off of like rice. That Amber Bark was not like that too. That dark Amber Bark they had, that joint was like that. Red Stripe is pretty good when you get them cold. Yeah, all of them are hooked up. Ring, Flock, you know the joint in your car. That remember the original? Somebody tell me the original. Know what I mean, GPS in your car, OnStar. Remember, OnStar. That's hooked up with it. It's so many things. Variants. Flock is part of a people that's not even involved in law enforcement are engaged in this stuff with Flock because it's showing pattern, data, and analytics. With the camera, it can show you what people do when they get fast food. Do they eat it in the parking lot or do they drive off? I mean, this simple shit that when people are looking for the next best thing that they can look in the Flock, and it's all about, you know what I mean, patterns, algorithm. Is an algorithm for sale. If they know you do this every day, every day, they need to put a restaurant right there. They need to put a store right there. A lot of people drive past there every day. You know what I mean? So it's basically what Snowden told us was coming years ago. Yep, Mass surveillance that people won't even realize. Well, he said it was already happening. And what happened to Snowden? I gotta put his name in the title because that is right. What happened to Snowden, man? Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a temporary safety deserves neither liberty or safety. Ben Franklin. You know, Space Dust, I don't like to quote Ben Franklin because there's a black guy by the name of Benjamin Banneker, and he had the same things Ben Franklin had. He had that inventor thing going on. He also had an almanac he dealt with. He had a clock that he had created. It was so many things. I think they took a lot of Ben Franklin's accreditation away from Benjamin Banneker because Ben Franklin was overseas for a long time. He was doing a whole lot. Shouldn't he didn't get popular or his name ain't brought up until around 1770 or 60s, the 60s, shall we say. He should have been more as a anomaly before all this stuff started with the Revolutionary War. You have to think, because I'm telling you, it's a black guy, Benjamin Banneker. He's also the guy that did the final designs for Washington D.C. as a surveyor. They say he was living in the airport at one time, wasn't he? They say he was living in the airport. All that shit sketchy, man. Yeah, Snowden, man. That's the weird shit. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Yeah, Snowden told us that this was happening. So if they never discontinued that job, there's somebody out there right now doing that Snowden job. You know what I'm saying? Of the surveillance. I had to put Snowden in the title, man, because we forgot about him, or at least I did anyway. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all conspiracy theories shit. Yeah, I just was reading a book on Snowden. But yeah, that's that shit right there. It's, you know what I'm saying? He told you that they watching y'all. They paying motherfuckers. He said he was a temp.
Beautiful AI, a faster way to build presentations for work that.
Let me mute that. AI wanted to how they won tools with that one. TMB, what's going on with you, partner? What's going on in Texas, man? People don't understand how LPR leads to a higher probability of solving serious crimes. Okay. Need a lineup. What's going on with you? Ever notice all presidents are smooth talking bullshit artists? Right, DA. Who can tell the best lie? His interviews with Rogan were super interesting to me. Like you could tell he was going to great lengths to make sure no one should know where he was. Shit, he should. He popped the top on all that shit, Ian. He popped the top on it. Trump speaks to his supporters in child language because his supporters are lazy thinkers, and that's why they relate to him. Right? But he don't speak to his supporters at all, if you really think about it. He don't speak to them. He tell them what's going on. And his real supporters are the 5 industrial complex organizations. The 5 industrial complex. I was doing a deep dive into that yesterday. Uh, Boeing, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, General Dynamics. You know what I'm saying? That's who really is running the country. They reaping all the benefits. These 5 companies right here are reaping all the benefits of what's going on today in the world. Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, and General Dynamics. And we will be doing a deep dive on them, in a couple of days. So stay tuned for that one. You know what I mean? Defense contractors. That's who reaping the benefits of all this Iran stuff, all this Ukraine, you know what I mean? The defense contractors. And that's who Donald Trump's #1 lobbyist is. That's why he talking shit. Don't nobody talk shit that ain't got a gun on him. Donald Trump got the big guns behind him. The big guns. That's why you never hear the military beefing about what he's doing and losing soldiers and stuff. Guess why? They're losing them because they're joint chiefs of staff with the commander in chief. He is no longer the president. Smash that like, y'all. The very term conspiracy theory was coined in 1965 by the CIA to make people who question the JFK crazy. You know what I'm saying? Conspiracy theory. And now it's a whole genre and people are getting paid to be conspiracy theorists. That's somebody's title right now. Jim Grant, conspiracy theorist. It's crazy. And that is a quick way to throw somebody off of it, like, oh, it's just a conspiracy. But you know what? It should have been called a hypothesis theory because it's basically somebody's educated guess. War is a racket. United States Marine General Smedley Butler died in 1940, the most decorated Marine ever. 15 minutes read, very important. War is a racket. Okay, I might check it out. But like I said, the industrial, military industrial complex, that's who's running the country right now. The big guns. Because with anything, who would you rather be? Safe, that nobody can run up on you, or rich? That's what we are sacrificing as Americans. Our safety as opposed to us getting rich. You know what I'm saying? Because every year, when they do the physical, it's guns or butter. You notice guns, no butter for the people. Most shootings involve a drop-off, pickup, or drive-by car. Located vehicles involve black tracing video vehicles and getting physical comfort from the car. Most shooters involve a lover, a disgruntled lover, a op, and it don't even involve a car, fam. That you talking about a drive-by. Most people don't even do drive-bys no more, man. That don't even, like, that ain't even popping. And when you hear drive-by, it's just like when somebody does a mass shooting. That's what it'll always involve it. But like the conventional drive-by that you talking about right there, they don't do that stuff no more, man. Gangsters on the internet now. Emolument one. What does how do you say emolument in Arabic? That'll tell it all. What if that name was in Arabic? What would emolument one mean? The other teams. And that Qatari jet is shaky too, Donald Trump. You scared? He's scared to get on it. How the fuck? If he's scared to get on it, he was on it a few times. He rubbed it in our face when on the 4th of July he was on that shit. Then all of a sudden so it's cool to ride on that shit in America, but outside America, when he went to that joint, he switched out. He ain't take it. Y'all know that, right? He flashed the jet on us on the 4th of July or his birthday or whenever that popped off. But then he was scared to fly that shit in another country. Come on, Donald. Yeah, ain't no drop off and pick up. Bang, bang, get out of there. I don't know nobody that drop nobody off, they do no drop. That shit is only in the movies, family. Believe that. Most shootings that happen in America are spontaneous. And let alone most murders, 99% of them are accidental murderers. Murderers aren't born. The situation is created when the law is broken and the shit is considered murder. Nobody's dropping nobody off and, all right, I'll meet you around the corner. That's on the TV, fam. In the real world, it's bang, bang. They're my op. You never know where you see them at. Stuff happens. You know what I mean? The story gets explained that somebody, you know what I mean? A lot of shit is not planned out. It's off the cuff. You might be at the local bodega getting you a, you know what I mean? And he might be getting him a, and y'all, and then it's bang, bang. It ain't no drop me off, I'm gonna run around here and hide. That's premeditated murder, fam. Neither. What part of the country you in? You got to be in Hollywood somewhere where you might be living off at a movie set, or you keep seeing that shit happen. Nobody does that shit, my G. Just wait until they give a full on. Right, that's what I'm saying right there, Charlie. When they start that Patriot Act stuff, really, where they could just, they're bugging everybody's phone anyway, and they let you know it. Wait till they pass one of those laws. Let me just wait until they give a full on data center access to flock cameras. Then the need for surveillance warrants are no longer needed. Right? That's crazy. People ain't saying that though. You bang the op, and then you jump it. No, you don't. You get up, you get in where you fit in. You don't jump in no car. If you came in a car, you might get in there. Know what I'm saying? But if you really bang them like that, you get in where you fit in. Wherever your chariot awaits, so you might have to do Pat and Joe, you know what I mean? Let's go. Joe. You know what I'm saying? You've been watching TV too much. All that premeditated. Look, if you go to the store, Flock gonna get your goddamn license plates, okay? And then say you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about when you do something. They getting your license plates before you do anything, so they already know who you are when it happens. You see what I'm saying? You could just be a normal person and then get an offender bender. You know what I mean? Drunk driving and drive to the crib. They already know where you live at because you drive that way every day. You understand? I ain't talking about somebody robbing nobody, shooting nobody, drive-bys. That's so that nobody drive-bys anymore. Like people don't buy drugs at crack houses no more. They order it offline. Yeah, but most adults don't shoot people and do drive-bys at least once in a lifetime, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You the one made up that whole scenario. You shoot them, you get in the car, you get dropped off. Most people, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The flock camera is recording everyday people, and not just people on license plates. They got the whole area on surveillance, dude. It's more than your car that's on the flock camera. The flock camera, you've seen it. When there's some boxes go over your head and shit, everybody that's going past, everybody within the camera range that's coming out their house. I can go outside my house right now and not be in a car and still be in the vision of the flock camera because it's one within 100 feet here and 100 feet that way, dude. I can put your money where your mouth is right now. It's recording more than just car license plate. The shit is in the air. Flock is like 8 feet tall. You know it's ruined the whole thing. The whole car coming up. That's how they can get the make, model, if it's the right car, the occupants. Dude, what are you talking about? You talking about somebody doing a drive-by? Flock looks at focus on what it is directed to. Looks at anywhere and on wide angle. Right. Flock is goddamn fish eye lens, all that shit. Believe it. Because one thing, they gotta identify the driver so they can link you the license plates to the person. They gotta identify the occupants so they can know that. Do you know AI is processing so much when that flock camera get on your ass? The time when you did it, know what I mean? Did you have a Starbucks in your hand? It's also reading everything that's in the car that has a goddamn barcode on it. I can tell you must be goddamn riding the bus to the LD, Learning Disability Center, fam. And me, yeah, I'll get on the bus. I ride a bus. I'll take Lyft. I'll get on the ferry. I'll get on the light rail, trains, planes, and airplanes. I'm mobile, homie. I'll put some motherfucking trainers on and hit the streets. Nah, my mind is my mind. You got your mind made up on indoctrination. You can't goddamn go push your shit over here, homie. Because what you believe in, I ain't got to believe in it, and I'm not. Because we are coming up with our own hypothesis with different data and analytics. Me and you ain't the same. Even when we get up in the morning, it's different. When we piss, it's different. When we pour a glass of juice, it's different. So your thinking gonna be different from mine. Learned behavior. You understand? So nah, that flock shit you talking about, when they have a drive-by, who you think? They ain't talking about a drive-by. They talking about just a normal. If you got a warrant and they're looking for your ass, now they know where you at because you're linked to this car. You don't even have to be driving the car. Flock is recording everything. What you talking about? They just doing the license plates. Flock safety camera. They all seeing. Thank you, Curtis. We see all Americans, the enemy of the state, Will Smith, right? Those cheap flock cameras are red herrings. Nah, Nolan. Nolan Wells, what's going on with you? It's not about reading license plates. It's facial recognition and more. Thank you. Okay. Now, I ain't read your whole joke, Nolan. Exactly. And that's crazy that you just turned that man's name and linked him with the bank, too. Nolan Wells Fargo. Oh, my God. So what is it? Instead of stagecoach, bring the gold, is a sinking ship with the black gold on it. A sinking ship with a treasure box of black gold on it. Y'all terrible, man. Y'all can think of some shit. Yeah, them cameras ain't no red herring. Them motherfuckers got solar cell panels on top of them. Them shit's gonna pop. Them shit's gonna pop. And like I said, they're not just reading no license plates. They getting everything, your lifestyle, everything. They know everything about you from the flock camera because you ride past every day. They know what time you go to work. So let something happen. They'll know your pattern. Peace, King Fire. Hey, King Fire. That junk you was working out with, is that your personal setup? Or you go to the gym? I seen you was on, the back jump, doing the jumps. Yeah, King Fire, health is wealth, my G. If y'all trying to get y'all, you know what I mean, exercise up, King Fire got a dope channel. Make sure you drop the link a couple of times while you in here today, fam. That's what it is. King Fire. When the last time you been hey Fire, remember the boathouse? Smash that like. Smash that like, y'all. Smash that like, y'all. Hardly hit the inside of a gym. I'd rather outside. I was at a resort. Oh, okay. Which resort you was at? Was that in the grill? Hold on, let me take the echo out. What was that, King Fire, in the grill? That shit was dope too. I was like, King Fire got that shit laid the fuck out at the house.
There you go.
You still talking about some damn getaway and drop off vehicles, man? They trying to look into everyday life. for data and analytics of what people do. Get away and drop off, they gonna tell on themselves, fam. You still talking about that? You gotta get your mind out of crime. Need a line up. Hold on, let me look at need a lineup. That sound like some police shit. You sure you ain't working for Flock? Ain't here with all that bullshit. Need a lineup. Yeah, yup. You one of them all rise motherfuckers. You too old for that shit, man. That's the original. Is that Pluto or Goofy in your profile? Is that the original? Who is that in your profile pic? Come on, still talking about getaway. You talking about the ordinary citizens, fam. They needed a flock camera when Nolan Wales stuff was popping off. Man, that's all you talking about is crime. Flock is gonna invade your privacy. They're gonna know everything you're doing. Who wants that? And it ain't got nothing to do with crime. Maybe you might just be having a moment in your yard. You'll end up on some site. They're gonna sell your information. You might, you know what I mean? Smash that like, y'all. Shut me out. It's 8 of y'all in, man. Let's get them likes up. Flock is watching. Safer streets. Is your privacy dead? Was Snowden right? The Snowden dude, he did tell y'all, yo, they coming. And they already here watching. You know, if you talk about a certain product or walk around your house and say some French shit all day, bonjour, oui, bonbons. I bet you get a bunch of French speaking commercials and French products. You know what I'm saying, my boo? You know it. So much Spanish dropped in here. Next thing you know, all the Ozempic commercials in Spanish. Ozempo. What the fuck they think I'm Spanish? Because you know what I mean? It's listening to what you say, and by way of that, that's how, you know what I mean? Wow, yo, dude. See what I'm saying? You sure Flock ain't got you in here rabble rousers? Need a lineup. Can you explain me your name that need a lineup? Is that hence you have a background in law enforcement? Need a lineup, or are you a barber? It could be one or two things. Snowden's still in Russia. He come back to America, he going to prison. He ain't going to prison, come back to America. He gonna be sleep with Epstein. He done told some of their business. They need to talk to him. And it's gonna be outside of Donald Trump and them. It's gonna be the but you know what's so crazy? If they really wanted him, you know they'll go get him, right? So maybe they just, I mean, agreeing to disagree with Snowden. If they really wanted him, they would go get that ass. Believe it. We've been knowing they've been listening to our shit for years. I'm telling you. You'll be talking about something. Next thing you know, you getting a bunch of, I mean, it started with the mail. Smash that like, y'all. Lunching out, what's going on? Flock cameras is for population surveillance and control. It is a complete violation of our privacy, for sure, fam. until they need him lunching out. You know they'll put his ass on the next goddamn gonna plane from Moscow to Washington D.C. Smash that like, y'all. What's the proof is for population control? That should show us is reading your license plates so they can get the people that's bad in the population using your own words, and that's what you say. That's the proof in it that it's population control. They trying to control you by way of, okay, you commit a crime, you say, they're looking for you by way of your license plates. That's how they can control you. We can control him. Never fear. We got his license plates. He can go home. He'll end up on 56 Popular Street pretty soon. I mean, that's where it is. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Is Flock making you safe or violating your privacy, man? So far, we got lined up in here. Violating privacy. Thank you there, Diane. Ellipse says, Peloton, fuck Flock, Skynet. Exactly. Now we get into it. It's more than just Flock. It's that Palantir shit. Skynet, Starlink. Everybody is involved getting a piece of the pie, fam. Everybody. Good morning. What's going on with you? Lunching out, man. I still ain't heard from you, nephew. Need a lineup. Knowing where a person is at all times is control. Track of your phone. She call you a control freak if you track a woman's phone. Lunching out. Yeah, they'll be like, why are you tracking my phone? You know what I'm saying? The Matrix and Terminator 2 warned us. Exactly, Eli. Ellipsis. Every time, let me put a jacket on you too, ellipsis, because it's compelling. I want to call you Eli, but then as I read the whole thing, it's ellipsis. But they've been doing that shit. None of it is set up to help you or keep you safe. Exactly, can't fight you, but they've been doing it, and they was allowing you to do it at one time. Like, y'all don't realize when you signed up for what was that game that was going around, Pokemon Go? Everybody that was on Pokemon Go, there was GPS. Remember, you could look at Pokemon Go and it'll show you if you was on a pier. It'll show you right on the pier and the people around you. That was an experiment, and they took all those data and analytics and they sold them. Snowden has no business doing what he did and take all our secrets to Russia. He was going to federal prison, a supermax prison. Our government secrets is not no joke. Curtis, look, he just told the people what they already knew. He solidified that they were watching us, and it wasn't no secret because he was a temporary service, so he wasn't no top. He didn't have top secret clearance. He probably didn't have a felony, but it wasn't no secret. They was treating it like it was nothing but TikTok and hiring unprofessional people and untrained people. And what he saw, he was an American. He thought it was his duty to tell y'all, look, they already looking into your homes by way of all of these media devices that we hold. I don't say where he went against America. I said he helped America out. I said he went against the industrial complex, not America. Smash that light. You keep repeating that, but can't substantiate how LPRs are being used. I told you, needle, just by tracking your movements is you taking away your freedom. Somebody knowing where you at. Big brother's watching. Who the fuck? You can't see that? Because you, like I said, you probably getting paid. They probably giving you a stipend to be in here rabble rousing and riling us up so we can, you know what I mean, voice our opinions on it. And then that's a part of this flock. They'll put you down as, you know what I mean, he doesn't agree with the program. Now let me find out, lined up. And did you answer the question about that on your profile pic? Is that Goofy or Pluto? Or some other character way before them? I see the artwork. It looks like some 1920 stuff. I'm on Fishicano or old Walt Disney and the other Bell Blanc and the different cartoon people, man. But yeah, 1984 is here. LPR taking a picture of your plates for what though? Right? And y'all know this LPR. Hey, LPR is already here. You know, well, in my area, LPR take kids to school. LPR take people to doctor's appointments. Y'all know that, right? Hey, lunch, they associate with LPR, right? I never thought of that. There's a company called LPR here that's, I mean, you like, where did they come from? And they give everybody a car. And they probably got their going got their going tracking systems hooked, and they do. Hey, lunching out. You know that company called LPR that's riding around those white cars, and they all the people they like taxis, and then you like, who's funding it? And some people get it by way of they maybe they be on public assistance or something. It takes kids to school and everything. I bet those cars are motherfucking trackers. They're serving a dual purpose, because I noticed they will give them to anybody that can qualify, like with license. Like I know motherfuckers that's like, what the fuck he doing driving one of them shits? That's crazy. Yeah, I know it means license plate reader, dummy. But it's a company here called LPR who's riding around in the all white cars. It might be linked, and it's like those cars in those cars that's from those Google cars that's riding around. They all white with the cameras and shit on them. And now you see them in people cul-de-sacs going in circles, beeping the horn. What's them cars called? Yeah, I'm telling you. That, see, you can't look at the glass only one way, Needle. That LPR might be a smoke screen, because they definitely in the hoods and everywhere. And they got their own car lot. They got their own lot. But you never know where they came from. Like, out of nowhere, LPR is and then because you notice that to do the GPS stuff at first, it would have to be I done seen people with the Google mapping thing on their head. Remember we saw the dude about 7 years ago, my boo, at Waterside with the Google map thing on his head. And he told us where we could go and see the coordinates with us on it. See, Sassy Mo, what's going on? Americans are being placed in a jar. We already been in a jar. What Snowden did, you can get Americans killed, a military and civil. Man, Americans can get killed for doing nothing. And that's what y'all say happened to the dude, George Floyd? You talking about what he did, can it get Americans killed? He spoke his mind, ain't that's what Americans are supposed to do? He was helping Americans out. Exactly. Violation of privacy. I don't consent to nobody taking a picture of my plates and selling my info. But no, they're going beyond that. What's going on, No Mercy? Right. You say it starts with LPR, but the question, where does it end? Wow. That's crazy. Sassimo, you say Texas just used flock cameras to look for a woman who got an abortion. You see what I'm saying? And somebody was just here talking about a drive-by. This guy that was laughing at LPR. LPR is a car. It's cars riding around too, and they are the license reading. Matter of fact, that's what their company is. They got the license readers, but they also have like a lift type of service with it. Come to think of it, so you're laughing, Needle line up, and that's what LPR is in this area. It's a company that goes around in parking lots and reads people license and let the people know whether they got a car in that parking lot that need to be towed, looking for in a crime, the insurance is not paid, whether the city stickers or anything is not up to date. We got license readers that drive through different parking lots and neighborhoods and drive up and down the street. It also reads the license plates of people who don't move their car on the day that the street sweeper got to come, and then they'll get the ticket in the mail. See what I'm saying? Yeah, LPR, you just did all that giggling shit. What's his name? Lined up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. And they also have a branch of them where they ride around all around the city in these white and black cars. Nobody don't know if they doing geo tracking. You just never know. And the data and analytics of people's yo, they're coming. I told y'all they're coming. Hey, smash that like. Smash that like. Lunching out. Yeah, they keep records of the locations. That's what I'm trying to say. It's more than just mud butter. What's going on? Shout out all my super supporters coming in too. Man, you ever heard of the book called The Unseen Hand? They got rid of him too, I believe. So many, you know what I mean? And then that conspiracy theory, it gives, you know what I mean, room for this shit is a conspiracy theory. It could be the truth. This shit a conspiracy theory. I'm muted. Wow. Let me see. That shit. Am I still muted? Am I still muted? Cause this is crazy. Okay, okay, okay. But who is Big Brother shit? If you know his name, I mean. Okay, 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 okay. King Fire! You crazy. Unless you're involved in debt, they'll come and get you. Owe some money. And watch they gonna know where you at. You talking about unless you're involved in crime. You sound like you got a background in law enforcement, because that's all you can think of. Everybody gonna come and get your ass. They gonna know where you at. Your ex-wife gonna be able to find you. Owe some alimony. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that wanna hate on you gonna know where to find you. Flock your house. Send a goddamn on. Total control. And that's even with the have y'all noticed that they got the digital pricing now? You go in the store, they can change the price right in front of you. They ain't gotta come past and snatch your thing out. That shit can change right in front of you, man. Yeah, watch Demolition Man, watch that joint that Will Smith was in. Watch the Jetsons. You say that don't got nothing to do with law enforcement or government. Shit, what you do day to day, yes it does. Because what's the number one product that the United States government is helping out to produce? What is the number one product that America produces? Uh-huh. Enemy of the state. Watch Interstellar. I ain't never heard of that one, so that might be a new one for me. Shit, I'm gonna have to watch Interstellar. What's good with y'all today, fam? It's 85 degrees. 11:12. We got the can y'all see that 1984 ebook posted? Is that a good price? And if you never ever read the book 1984 and you wanna the audio book right there, I got the link posted. Yeah, everything is digital. You know they're gonna stop making the video games. And when you look at the video games, the price done went up like $100 for Xbox, PlayStation. But when you look at the video game, what is it? It's just, remember the old school desktop? They done managed to take everything out of the desktop hands and put it into your phone. Everything that you used to do on the desktop, you do it on the phone. When you steal the movies, you steal them on your phone now. When you send somebody an email, you send it from your phone now. Even when you order your food, you order from your phone. But the desktop now is just for entertainment, and that's all. When you go look at those like a PS5, it's nothing but a little ass desktop. When you look at this shit, $500. But it's the conduit. It's the schoolhouse. The schoolhouse don't mean shit. That's why they ain't putting that. That's why they ain't putting nothing into it. They don't want to feed the kids. You know what I mean? They housing them, as opposed to they'll let anybody come pick your kids up right now, because that's not their job. Their job is to put money into indoctrination, because what does your kid do when they go home? They go get on the game. They go from one school to another. You understand what I'm saying? They don't need your kid to know A, B, C, D, and George Washington and all that now, because TikTok can tell them that. They need your kid to know how to use that joystick, be desensitized to the world by playing Call of Duty, killing 500 people today. Oh man, kill, kill, kill. So you could give them that joystick and say you put that same flock camera on people's heads and boxes, and don't tell them that this is a game. This is augmented reality. It's this, that. And he kill, kill, kill with that joystick. There you go. He's desensitized from Call of Duty. No, now they're not paying for it neither. They're paying into the industry that provides that. Yo, data and analytics is for sale on wholesale. They're paying it, but it's like a whole. It's like, you know how we all can sign up for Ring. All of those corporations can sign up for that flock, and it'll provide everything. Yeah, the smartphone made the world just that smaller. And you notice that you can tell what's coming ahead because the government was willing to put one in every American's hand for free. Remember the little Obama phones? You know how many motherfuckers had 2 phones and an Obama phone? You know how many motherfuckers had 5 Obama phones? Or, you know what I mean? No phone, just Obama phone. Remember the little phones? And then now they looking like little androids, and you can see them everywhere. You know what I mean? They was doing their part. Anything the government gives you for free, it's got to be something to it. You know what I mean? Chilling too, double. What's up with your family? What's going on in Memphis, man? The Fed's still out there. I'm cooling, man. Hey, I know they got flock cameras in Memphis too, double. What's up with you? That they hell on wheels with the flock cameras in Memphis, man. That's crazy. Somebody in here defending, taking away your right to just stand out. You might be out just chilling, and they'll have you in your, you know what I mean? You might be out thinking you might have just lost a family member. And if you went with the vision of a flock camera, there they go, got you mourning. You know what I'm saying? Got you mourning. Lunching Out says U.S. citizens should just, no, they should destroy him. They need to destroy him legally, because if they destroy him, that's gonna be a crime that's gonna be on flock. So they should destroy them legally by fighting for our rights that we are supposed to be guaranteed in unity. That church shit was part of flock though. Y'all know that church shit was they first with the GPS stuff, because it was like being on a goddamn walkie-talkie. That's all they did was put a I grew up in a middle class hood where the little white kids gave you a walkie-talkie, and like the old school shit, like the mad shit with the big antenna, and you talk to them. Come in, Jimmy. What's going on, Black? You know what I mean? Yeah, we've been on facial recognition for years. They've been fighting that in my city, that face recognition shit, in the especially in the tourist areas. Flock cameras are not taking just pictures. Flock cameras are video now. You late as fuck. You must have read an old manual. Ain't shit just taking pictures now. You can't send one of your peoples a picture. They can be like, what the fuck is this? Granddad, you gotta know we do videos. You gotta send a TikTok to your motherfucking people these days. A video message. You don't nobody take pictures no more. Right. You know what I mean? Because that's a lost art too. That radio frequency. Then what's going on? Woo.
That's amazing.
You say it's a violation, David. I'm pretty sure 95% of the people in here, besides lined up, but which is his right to believe what he want to believe, feel the same way.
That's good. Girl, baby. Get that shit on me. Oh, what? I think I'm about to take a shot.
Smash that like, y'all. Yep, your TV monitor, everything. Man, George Soros ain't nobody, brutal. If you know who George Soros is, he's nobody. If you know their names, they're nobody. They're workers. Everybody was talking about George Soros and his son. or his, I mean, he's nobody. I'm gonna put a jacket on you too, Brutal Thoughts, because the last 2 or 3 engagements, you really, you know what I mean, you stand on what you believe in. David, what's going on, David? U.S. Patriot Act people forget about. Right, that Patriot Act shit, who was that? Was that George Bush after 9/11? That Patriot Act shit is coming into fruition now. Y'all see it. George Bush did that Patriot Act shit, I think. David, so you say, and I believe that. You say they try to take Flock out, so that BlackRock, because BlackRock, they own everything, so they're trying to take out the independent and put in the corporate. Okay, George Bush, yeah, George Bush did it. Nah, George Soros, he old school with it. He out of favor. He did what he did. That's like a job for these people. Like Donald Trump is a job. He's working for the powerful people. George Soros was doing his job. While Epstein was on the fun side of it, George Soros is the rabble rouser, the name that he's willing to put his name up for wealth and power. You understand what I'm saying? George Soros got to be one of the most powerful people in the world. If y'all always saying that he's up there doing all this shit and he ain't in penitentiary, the penitentiary. Come on, man. See what I'm saying? But who funded George Soros? You got to believe that his money ain't coming from out of the air or his backing. Don't nobody do shit if they ain't got the big guns with them. Like how Trump talk shit, he got the guns with him. He's the commander in chief. If you run up on him, you run up on the military. And now we got the Space Force too. What's our face say? Them satellites, shit. They zap the hell out your ass. You know what I mean? They ain't even shooting guns now. They shooting lasers or zapping you or. You know what I mean? You see that shit they say they did in Venezuela. What was it? Sonic boom. Bust your eardrums. And you know what I'm saying? So warfare ain't the conventional bang, bang, bang no more. It's some old, you know what I'm saying? You want to God damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about just license plates. I'm talking about the license plates, the car. I mean, because a license plate could be on any car. You do realize that y'all keep saying license plates reader, license plates reader. No, they're getting the full data analytics. That's so old school. They got the cars that LPR company has cars that they got license plates readers in them and trackers. And they also have cars with cameras on them that drive around in parking lots and read license plates. Remember, each municipality and every area was having the sheriffs that were doing that. But then it went to that independent company, LPR. Nobody noticed it because they was casually seeping into, at least my area. I live in a metropolitan area, 7 cities. You know what I'm saying? And at least in my area, I was frequently seeing the LPR cars. And I found myself one time Googling what kind of company that was. And they were employing middle class to people with shady backgrounds and everything. And you see them riding around. You know what? The next time I see a few of them, I'm going to catch up and I'm going to get a video of it. Matter of fact, if I could get in touch with my homeboy, I get him to bring one to me because he drives it. And when he you know what I mean? He like transport kids back and forth to school, like learning disability kids and shit. And every time he see me, yo, black, you feel me? My G. When I'm gonna pull my G over, but yeah, that LPR is shaky. Now that we're having this conversation, I never regulated it to the camera, but that the dude, the thin lined or lined up dude that was just ahead with the dog on his profile, when he was saying that what it means, okay, yeah, that's what LPR was doing. They was going around reading license plates at one time, and then they branched off into it's like a lift surface that's designed to cater to the people of lower income or school age kids or older people, geriatrics that need to get to their doctor's appointments and stuff. And you know, I know people that, you know what I mean, regular people got the job. It's like having a lift job because all you got to do is have license and insurance and be able to, you know what I mean, and probably a clean background. Not, you know what I mean, not being wanted for nothing. That's crazy. You say you're on board with the camera, Russell. I know you would be. You probably damn near, you probably work at one right now. You probably setting up a whole screen of people right now and telling on somebody. What's up, Russell? Yeah, billionaires, because billionaires are the new millionaires. And the new millionaires are the middle class. And everybody else is below them. Y'all notice that? The new millionaires are the middle class. A couple of 100,000 is a vacation. You can't do nothing with a couple of 100,000 now. Go look at a house with let's say, okay, a 3-bedroom house, 2.5 baths. That's gonna be $500,000, and that's a moderate what everybody wants. And that's gonna be a used house. Now go look at a new 2. It's gonna be 800 to $900,000, and that's just, you know what I mean, an estimate. By the time you pay for this house, it's $1 million. One of them new houses, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is. He one of them people that he got his curtains open anyway on the street. He the dude that got to keep his curtains open on the street so everybody can see what he doing. Their evil always starts making the masses believe it's for the good. Right, it's for the good to know your business. Remember, we was raised to close the door when we shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't understanding that. That's what it is, Russell. I'm a fan of your perspective too, and thanks for hitting the like, man. Yeah, if anything, you good conversation, Russell, because you know what I mean. If I can make you believe something, but just conversating, you didn't believe the shit in the first place. That's what I say. So, James Dixon says we may share the same name. I ain't your buddy, I assure you. Wow, how you talking to Russell like that? This some family shit. James Dixon going there, Russell Dixon. God, what is this guy down the Hatfields and McCoys? Your uncle slept with my aunt. What the fuck? Russell, answer this dude, man. Ah! I'm gonna put a jacket on you too, James, because your cousin in here. That was crazy. I like that. I like people with that. You know what I mean? With a sister humor. That's crazy. That was stupid as hell. You gotta get a jacket for that, just because your family in here. You came in with the Hatfields and McCoy shit. You stole my chicken. But I brought it to your mama house for Thanksgiving. God damn. Trump is still worst president in history of our country. Enough said. Salute, James Dixon. I will say that this Trump right now, the first Trump guy, he was alright. But this one is, he just came and told a bull-faced lie. He won't go make no new wars. He's supporting a war, and he ain't even feeding the people that supported him. He not even feeding MAGA, so I know I ain't gonna get a slice of that bread. And he was just on TV like last month talking about the billions of dollars that he made. The world is moving towards the first digital. Yep. Now in the space age, because they're talking about they're making a permanent space camp on the moon. If they tell you they're making it, it's done. Flock keeps us safe from all the criminals running around. Wow. You know that most criminals are accidental criminals, and until they commit the crime, they're not criminals. You understand that, right? So it keeps us safe from who? Each other, until we're deemed a criminal. Because to become a criminal, you got to break a law, right? So until we break the law, you know what I'm saying? How can it keep us safe from criminals? You know what I'm saying? But you probably can't understand that because you probably already been one of the motherfuckers that's standing on your block, watching and or standing in the house peeking. You got a little crick in your curtain probably from. You probably ain't got no, you know what I mean, fingerprints right there in your hand, because you always looking out your curtain, man. Yeah, the criminals the ones watching you. Yep, total surveillance. Like we really in the age of the Sims. We in assimilation. Y'all don't even see that. Now we are being watched. Remember when we used to watch the Sims, or we used to play the Sims, or the motherfucker get hungry, you feed them and shit. My Sim is a military general and all that bullshit. Now we are living in a simulation, because somewhere somebody is gonna take the data and analytics of your movements, your actions, and process it as this is what they do if they drink Coca-Cola all day. This is what a Coca-Cola, whatever way they want, how they come up with, how they promote something to you, it's gonna be from your actions, your likes, your superstitions, who you associate yourself with. How you get the debits and credits that is gonna allow you to be tracked. You know what I mean? Everything is gonna be monetized and, you know what I'm saying, recorded, and shit gonna be free. They won't pick your trash up for free. Water is natural to the earth. It costs by the gallon. Water is more expensive than gas. The biggest lawbreakers, King Fire. Yup. Every single business now has security cameras, and many houses have ring cameras. Those cameras have helped solve many murders. They also have been the butt of many jokes by way of ring cameras and doorbell cameras. It goes both ways, and it's also been used for data and analytics too. Also, those ring cameras are used dual purpose, fam. Well, they ain't tricked nobody into using a cell phone. I wasn't tricked into using a cell phone. I always been one for technology, and it was new. I mean, they ain't tricked me. I wanted it. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. The trick is, you know what I mean, making you think that they didn't put nothing in it. Of course, anything they giving you, you should already know. Like, shit, of course. You know what I'm saying? I always been into technology. Of course, I wanted to engage in it. Like, shit. When the Walkmans came out, I used to go to the dollar store all the time and get the little headphones because I just looked too weird with them big ass headphones. Remember they had the big ass DJ headphones in the 70s? So they had the little dollar store little headphones which had a recidivism rate out of this world. You get a pair and they had to go get another pair that evening, but $1. You know, the dollar was up at the time. But I used to have them little Walkmans. I always been with technology. And I seen it go from you put a song in and the tape, you got to flip the tape over. Then I seen that you put a song in and the tape flip itself over. Then to it go to a CD, to go to a, you know what I mean? And matter of fact, I started from a radio, pocket radio, to tape cassette, to CD, to, you know what I mean? You know, the evolution to now, the phone do it all. Even if I go from the boom box or the little TV to the little black and white TV to the big TV to the phone do it all now. It took the place of the radio and the TV. You know what I'm saying? The babysitter, the high school teacher, the phone has taken the place of all of them. And it's, I mean, I would take people doing some data mining and they also catch the world. Yep. But that's what they're doing, data mining. When Trump comes for my guns, yup. But when he comes for your guns, he gonna know exactly where they at. Because of Flock. When he comes for your guns, he's gonna know exactly where they're at. You don't think when they find out your name, okay, this is this person linked to this license plate. He's a gun owner. He's a felon. He's a chef. You know what I mean? Because you gotta realize your license plate is linked to your name. And your name is linked to your digital footprint and your physical footprint. So when he comes for the guns, he can already know where your guns at or where they're supposed to be. And if they're not there, that's going to be another charge. So, you know what I mean? It's a catch-22 with that. Because you can see how they got you tracking with the gun stuff for going to the gun store and have a felony and fill out one of those things inquiring about a gun. And lie on that shit and say you ain't a felony. And watch. They come to your house and get you. They'll come to your house after and say, yo, you just committed a felony by, you are a felon, a federal felony by lying on a, you know what I mean, from a gun inquiry. Smash that like, y'all. Is Flock making you safe or violating your privacy? Man, they got daggone AI robots that can look through your house and detect the gun. So they don't care if you don't tell them where the gun is. They'll find a way to come in and get it. They got ways to come and get that gun. Okay, so ICE got a lot of people from Israel. And it sounds about right because guess what? With them employing people that are American citizens, they might be more sympathetic to Americans and not want to arrest some of the people that ICE. So it sounds about right. They probably got a bunch of people from all over the world. There's mercenaries, a bunch of South Africans. You know, you just never know. And that's about right though, King Fire. Because like I said, Americans might be sympathetic to Americans. They might not want to arrest their cousins and brothers and stuff, man. And I'll say that as the perfect goddamn replacement. First they say, let's put cameras to catch people who run red lights. Look at what, okay, exactly, Zazimo. It started with the red light shit. It did. Remember? And it started with one or two of them. They were getting the data and analytics for that shit then. Well, it's too late now, James. It's too late now. And yeah, that secret militia. Look, and it's gonna be mercenaries. You know, if they used mercenaries in Desert Storm and mercenaries. Remember, back when Blackwater, which is now Z, and it's some other company now. I forgot. It's a two-letter name. Blackwater is now. But remember when they was going to war with George Bush and them? They wasn't sending soldiers. They were sending soldiers as like instructors or make sure that they going by the codes of war. You know what I mean? But they was using a bunch of contractors. And that's what they'll do in the United States. Any tactic they use on foreign soil will already try to true that they're sensitive with it, they'll use it here. And then it takes the buffer out of citizens going against citizens when they use mercenary groups, because it ain't a matter of defending the pride of the country. It's a matter of just doing the job. And so they'll do it more efficient than a citizen who will have more emotion on, you know what I mean, corralling each other. You know what I'm saying? I understand that tactic right there. If it is, ICE is filled up with militia people from outside of this country. I understand that tactic. A country free of Trump. Pre-Trump. What was pre-Trump? Pre-Trump, you know that you couldn't even say nothing about somebody of the LGBT community without getting your whole lifestyle, your life crushed. If you didn't go along with them letting their kids be in the library with guys dressed like girls reading books and stuff like that, they were blacklisted. You do realize that, right? Pre-Trump. I'm just saying that right before Trump came in office, it was so much weird shit going on that everybody wanted to get out of the Democratic umbrella, off the Democratic style. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Insatiable, good morning. Trump heroically bypassed Congress and delivered freedom to Iran. It is not that they were taking out more protesters than ICE. How did he free Iran? Who had Iran under hostage? I thought it was a continuation of some war. How did Trump free Iran? And they still fighting. And he's still fighting them. How did he free them? Can you? A lot of the stuff you just said, Cap, don't make no sense. And why did he have to be so heroic? I see you don't really understand government, Cap, but it's all good. They damn sure don't care about the people at the bottom. Nah, don't find nobody on the block that you trust and hang tight. Control the block and hang tight. You know what I mean? Control the block and hang tight. I mean, don't find nobody that you trust. You put your trust in somebody else and it's going to falter every time. Family is everything. Ain't no block, man. Bring back family. And a block ain't shit compared to a whole metro, you know what I mean, politics. So, you know what I mean? Who's still hanging on the block? You love all those. The sugar plum commercials. Man, you know that right before Trump was here, it was some more weird shit going on, man. It was so much stuff. I seen they had this thing called the and I did a little video on it. If you go through my content, the Satan After School Club or something. I'm like, the Satan After School Club. Yes, they were. They won't try. They done overthrew the government. Go ask Mamdani. They overthrew the government. Smash that like. Smash that like, share me out, y'all. Is the flock cameras violating or making you safer? Is the topic. And I'm gonna say that it's in the way. It's in the way. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Is flop making you safe or violating your privacy? Is the conversation. Shout out everybody that came through earlier and held that conversation, man. Dope. To get to my fellow Americans' point of view on all the stuff that's going on. Some of y'all are against the flock, some of y'all with it. I'm gonna say it's an invasion of privacy. That's my opinion. Make sure those of us that catch this on the playback, you leave a comment on your opinion on this, because I mean that's the only way we're gonna know our differences. And sometimes we'll find out we all agree on some. 95% of the stuff as Americans as a whole, we agree on this shit. Okay, and that's for sure. Insatiable. Hit that subscribe button on coming in. I like to say support, because subscribers just subscribe, they never come back to the content. But supporters engage, react, respond. So make sure y'all leaving comments underneath of these live screens, and even if they give you the option to hype them up, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Flock safety camera system, AI powered mass tracking that logs innocent citizens' movements 24/7. Right, Resonance. And that's crazy. And there's somebody in here saying that that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. Smash that like y'all. Share me out. Is Flock making you safe or violating your privacy? Is the conversation. But y'all also volunteer a lot of y'all stuff. Flock ain't even got to get your information. Just as soon as you sign up for any of these apps, anything that you get on now, you got to leave your Gmail. That's a form of your digital footprint. That's the number one form of digital footprint. If you don't go by way of facial recognition, your Gmail. That gets you entry to so much stuff, and is linked to your phone, and maybe your license plates by way of using your Gmail, so that they can send you your registration or send you the receipt or a responders that they got it. All of that stuff comes into play, you know. But until it happens, we'll never realize that. Now they just not playing a game with you where if they see you, they get you. Now, shit, you're liable to pop up anywhere because of the data and analytics that are being shared outside of law enforcement with anything you do. And Oceana surveillance isn't just used to catch active criminals. Its core purpose is to make privacy impossible for everyone, so total control can be maintained. Right, reason, and that's what it is. Smash that like, y'all. 1984. So 1984, this would be 40 some years after 1984. Smash that like. Salute for that super support right there. Venus just dropped them jewels on me. That's what it is. Salute for that super support. We are now in the character. Yep, now we are the characters in the video game. Yep, we are now. Now it ain't no simulation. We are the simulation. Remember we used to play the Sims. We the Sims. But if you listen to Snowden, we've been the Sims. Salute. Greatly appreciated. Venus ASMR. Oh, Venus ASMR. That Portuguese, speaks Portuguese. Buenos dias. Gracias. And as you walk your day today for that super support, vaya con Dios. Go with God. That's what it is. Thank you. Smash that like. Flock is watching. Safer streets, or is your privacy dead? Was Snowden right? Y'all know Snowden somewhere living in the airport. Safety tracks belong to innocent people who are suspected of nothing. Right, but just even your privacy being violated, you know? It's money in data and analytics now. If you invest in anything, that invest in AI and the retrieval and the sale of data and analytics. Anything like that, I mean, it might even have some of your data and analytics in it, but that's what's popping right now. Because it's the race to be the number one, you know what I mean, social controller. Once again, salute. That's what it is. Venus, you can drop your link to your content too by texting BMC. Let me see it. Put a jacket on you. Thanks, greatly appreciate it. Y'all get over there and check out Venus ASMR. Innocent people are guilty when they need to reach a quota, right? Or yeah, but innocent people are guilty when they want to goddamn stroke their ego. You know, it's thousands of cops and thousands of people in law enforcement, even security guards are abusing these closed circuit TVs and cameras and stuff. I'm telling you, it starts, you know what I mean, with anybody that has authority over anybody else when it comes to this stuff, man. Smash that like, y'all. Let's get them likes up, man. Is Flop making you safe or violating your privacy? That's what I'm saying. But they've been doing it. Remember, in the supermarkets and stuff. And have y'all ever seen how Walmart security is, AI security is watching you when you're at these registers? What happens when they link those up with Flop? And which they already are. You notice when they arrest somebody, they'll go back and have, when he bought something in the store and he brought the rope here in the hardware store, and he went here and got a Frosty. He went to Wendy's and got a Frosty and he bought the rope at do-it-yourself hardware. You know what I'm saying? That type shit. They've been doing it. When they used to show you the video of the people who stole something out the store, or maybe you know this person. They've been doing it. It's just now it's more commonly accepted because that's how we get all our information. Good morning, Michael Johnson. What's going on with you, Mike? What you feel about this? Is Flop making you safe or violating your privacy? What's your opinion on it? But they've been doing it. Like, now it's more accepted because everything we do is off of TikTok. You want to get your life right, you go look at a bunch of TikTok mantras. And the key to life is, you have to, I do it all the time just because I like information. I like to wild out. You go listening to some shit. Or go, anything that you want to know, you go and look on TikTok. You want to cook a good Sunday meal for your family, you recipes on TikTok. You don't pull out a book no more and look at it in a recipe book. Hey, mom, you don't even use the phone. I mean, back then, you call your mama and ask her for grandma's recipe. You go online and see if your cousin posted it because she always been, you know what I mean, that type shit, you know? Smash that like. Surveillance cameras captured some thugs that shot and killed. Shit. Surveillance cameras also were used to go to somebody's house and identify them as a thug that did something like that, in which he wasn't the person. Do realize that, right? Flop cameras should be nowhere. But have y'all noticed these cameras? Y'all worried about Flop. Y'all worried about the Flop camera. Have y'all seen those fish island cameras that's in like the store parking lots and places, the commerce parking lots now? They're linked to the police station. Park areas and stuff, you'll see this fish eye white light pole with like the same thing Flock has with the solar cell, so that shit is on. Have y'all noticed those shits popping up everywhere? That's a type of dragnet too. Who's that going to? Whose feed is that off of? If y'all interested in the 1984 audiobook, I got it posted. Can you see that link for the 1984 audiobook? Recentness is only 53 cents. Yep, surveillance is already because you notice your ring cam starts to not record you. It only records everything else. How does that know you? You know what I'm saying? Your ring cam started not. You'll be like, damn, it don't show me. It only shows motherfucker. You know, or you can set it that it won't record you. Yeah, it's always a bad brother. Too much big brother is always a bad brother. Yeah, we got the 1984 audio book. Y'all get over there and check it out. Those that's interested, because there's a comparison to what's going on right now. They was off a few decades, give or take, but shit, it's on point right now. What's going on? And it's like they gonna pour all the ingredients. Now all they need to do is to mix it up, and we're gonna be totally surveilled, monitored. You know what I mean? Smash that like, y'all. Is Flop making you safe or violating your privacy? What's your opinion? Shout out everybody checking out the BMC. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Is Flock making you safer or violating your privacy? Well, they don't even need the license plates for real. All they need to know the car's route. You know what I mean? To be able to get the data and analytics reasonings for they all they need to know is the car's route. They don't need the license plates. That's why they got the cameras, the flock cameras. I told you I'm within 100 feet of them right now. Exactly, reasonings. All they need, you know what I mean, is to know the car. They can track that car. They, you know what I'm saying? It's so much going on with that when with flock. They probably reading the VIN number and everything, and the barcode on a cup of Starbucks sitting next to you. But leave that shit, man. Smash that like, y'all. Yeah, like I said it. Can y'all see that 1984 audiobook posted? Get over there and check that out, and you'll see a lot of what's going on right now. It's popping in that book. Smash that like, y'all. Exactly. Who's watching the Watchers, Curtis? Who's watching the Watchers, Curtis? Because we the Watchers for real. We the ones, you know what I mean, watching TV. Notice now they took the phone off the wall. You take the phone and the TV with you now. Remember, everything was so stable. You don't own nothing but the phone. You don't own video game cases no more, no cartridges. You ain't gotta blow the cartridges no more. All you gotta do is have the debits and credits to get it. You don't even have to have the toy. You can watch another kid opening up the toy and playing with it. You know what I'm saying? Or you can actually be the toy now. Augmented reality, you can be Mario. You can put yourself in a 3D Mario world right now by way of, I mean, optical, what's that shit? Oculus. And the topic of the day is flop making you safe or violating your privacy. Is it 1984 and 2026? Double tap that stream too. Let's get them lights up, man, while we having this conversation. Let's look at the poll, man. Trump approve 50%, disapprove 37%, 50-50, 4%. Bring back Obama 9%. Smash that like. So far, for the people that came and took the poll today, you know what I'm saying? Y'all approve of what's going on with Trump. I guess y'all are some of the same people that's been in here approving of the flop cameras and you know what I'm saying? Enemy of the state, yep. Enemy of the state is telling it all. That's a dope movie too. Is that Gene Hackman? Is that Gene Hackman that with Enemy of the State with him? People sleep on Gene Hackman too, because a lot of times he played the sidekick in a lot of shit. But it's all, you know what I mean. Like I said, it's all assimilation now, similar to The Sims. Remember the video game The Sims was popular, and they got us first with the first with the combat game was the predecessor to Call of Duty. You realize that when it was just bleeps and what was that? It was tanks on it. Was it the army tank joint? Or even the first when they did the tennis bloop, was that Pong bloop bloop when somebody's in opposition to somebody that has Call of Duty got his birth in that. You know what I mean? Giving you an op. And now they got you desensitized. You can send drones and robots and shit to take people out because that's what you do all day. Smoke weed and play Call of Duty. You know all the weapons. You know what the F and N is. You know what I mean? Whether it's the one that's non-lethal or the lethal. You know what I mean? The range of the scope on all sorts of sniper rifles. All from Call of Duty. You ain't did no service in the military, but all the articles of war and the rules of engagement, you are aware of them, and you also are desensitized using them by way of a video game. I'm telling y'all, that's why they moved the draft back to 43, because it's 43-year-old people that just play those games all day, men, women, you know what I mean, and people that are even on down, like in the world, that's what they do all day, and some people making money off of it, and that's what they need now. Exactly, we've been conditioned at birth to do this stuff from we was born. Whatever path we lead, you know what I mean? Some of it is by way of vaccine and implementation and then indoctrination. Smash that like, y'all. Yeah, they programmable. They lead you the pathway because look, if they don't put the data in you to be a doctor, you won't be a doctor. The data they put the data in you to be a construction worker, or you know what I mean, you would attain the data. That's what you'll be. You know what I mean? You do realize that you can program yourself. It's like the big arm hurting people. Yes, that's and that's exactly what it is. It's conditioning. Like I said, if you talk about a commercial, that commercial will be, you know what I mean? If you talk about something, it's gonna be on a commercial. I would die for America, even though DEI is some bullshit. How is DEI some bullshit? DEI was the direct opposition of the Constitution. Because you know the Constitution is designed around the Protestant straight white male, allegedly. All of it is because none of them want to be Protestant. So many of them are switching over to Islam, Buddhism, straight shit. 75% of the LGBTQ plus power vacuum is white males. Like I said, the Protestant they don't want to be Protestant no more. Some of them want to be Buddhist Taoism, and also white. The word white is some way is um a shameful thing now. Like white guilt and white supremacy, all of that stuff is looked at as. You know what I mean? All of that stuff is looked at as, it's something to hold your head. It ain't nothing to be proud of no more. So this country is based off the straight white Protestant male. You understand? So now we have a bunch of competition because the privilege that they would afford it, you can now get that privilege if you got the debits and credit. So now their privilege don't mean anything, whether you call it white privilege or American privilege. To be an American is monetized, and now similarly it's recorded. Well, not even recorded; they call it streaming now, because stuff that's recorded can be altered, but when it's live streamed, it can be, you know what I mean, stored also. But the recorded stuff, it can be altered, but you can also manage to have the original recording. You notice there's a lot less uploading, more streaming. It's two different things. Yep, this is the corporation. People are the products, and they haven't been putting too much into the products lately. They haven't been putting too much into the people's products. Smash that like, y'all. Shut me out. Is flop making you safer or violating your privacy? Russell says, I keep my application active for 30 years and I didn't get the job. I helped a foreigner kid with his application fee, attitude test, and he got the job. Damn, the same job you were trying to get for 30 years. Wow. Did it come to a point that your age was a factor? If you were still to get the same job for 30 years, and was it a lower level position? What was the job? What was the job? Because maybe you didn't fit the total demographics of where they was going at with the job's position. What was the job, Russell? And for 30 years, shit have came to a point that, wow, we're looking at more younger talent to bring in if it's an entry level job position. That's crazy though. You must have really wanted that job for 30 years. Okay. County school maintenance. Okay. So you wanted to get a city job. Wow. Maybe they got a little bit of incentive from hiring a minority. Tassimo says they don't want a nation of thinkers. They want a nation of workers. And that's right. DHD everything. What's up? Remember that time I stopped by and you got all those? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? You must not be on your meds, man. You got the wrong guy. ADHD. You off of your meds, fam. Hold on. Smash that like, y'all. You off of your meds, fam. Because you came in that time, you was talking about the Obama poll. Obama is in your poll, you moron. Remember that? You act like I just went in on you, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You was going back and forth with me about Obama dividing America. I know who you are. You come in, you just came in with that. You not on your meds today, fam. We were just having a positive conversation, dude. And here you come in here to remember and see what I'm saying with an augmented reality. You're not that closely associated to me, but I just so happen to have a photographic memory with anybody that come through the stream in like the last 30 days. I can kind of remember. And yeah, that was your thing. Obama divided America. That shit. You just came like we just had a World War II and I sent the police to SWAT your house or something. It makes no sense, man. Exactly. So you held on to that the whole time. The only thing you could come in and say is the whole content in here is flop making you safe for violating your privacy. The first thing you came in and said, remember the last time I came in? You know what I'm saying? You that type of person, man. Like, this can't be your play review. I know they probably put you off of Facebook because that's Facebook antics, man. Here we're trying to have an educated conversation as Americans. You know what I mean? Maybe it might be a little laughing, chatter, and banter because as Americans we should be able to laugh together. But to come in with some old devilish shit like that, like you woke up with, let me finish BMC online today. I'm gonna come in. This is gonna be the day that I'm gonna come in and say that shit, man. Come on, man, lay off of it, man. Yeah, man, let it go, man. And the BB, where's the BB cream? The thill is gone. Wow, man. And yup, ADHD, everything. That explains it right there. What they used to say back in the day, you out your rabbit ass mind. Is flop making you safe or violating your privacy? Is the conversation? Feel free. But yeah, that 1984 book is on point on what's going on right now. So you wish you could wake up in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. Right. 70s, 80s, and 90s, all of them had their different little um, things that they was known for too. But you notice the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, the cars got smaller and the phones and TVs fluctuated. And now to the point that they mixed. It was like they was cutting on a blender. Starting with the 70s, they cut a blender on. And now, 2026, this is what they came up with. That shit smell good. Hmm? 95 baths. Why would you say it's giving safer streets? Because it's to track the people after the crime is committed, right? That's what I mean, how is it? So is it because the cameras are there? You think that the criminals won't engage in the acts? Because that's like the Pope doing a bunch of satanic shit, knowing that if he was the closest thing to God, he wouldn't do it. Or people that's associated with the Pope. Can you understand what I'm saying? No, the Crime Watch is a algorithm. You know that, right? It's a monetized algorithm. We had villages back in the day. We didn't need camera of every kind. Yup, we had grandmas and mamas and aunties and uncles and big bros and stepdaddies and, you know what I mean, side pieces even that looked out for the kids. Nowadays, we got, you know what I mean, groomers and, you know what I mean, moderators and shit. Moderators, ain't that crazy? When somebody is bestowed a blue jacket here in the YouTube world, it's called a moderator. Hence, you know what I mean, they're getting us in the frame of mind of like, man, no cameras don't mean nothing. Cameras is everywhere in high crime areas. What's a high crime area? It could be a high crime area. Could be a storage facility because a lot of people are on drugs and break into it. A high crime area, you know, different variants in America. It depends on. You know what I mean, are you talking about like a crack den or a prostitution strip or robbery alley? What do you mean high crime? Crime is coming all different variants. High crime could be a bunch of people still out of this Walmart because it's a tourist area. I mean, a lot of kleptomaniac tourists. Hundreds of criminals are off the street. You are aware that some people are not a criminal until they are convicted of a criminal offense. That's when they become a criminal. A high crime area. 5 bands. Oh, the 95 bass. Is that the 95 bass or 95 bass? What is that? Can you explain that name? Because you talking about the bass, the Chicago bass one ain't been shit since, in my opinion, the 80s. And that's on, they was super trendy. I don't watch sports, but they were super trendy. One of my peoples that come through here, and it might be you to change your name, always support the bass. That's what it is. I don't watch sports, but they were super trendy in the 80s. They had that quarterback, that white dude, he was mad popular, marketing him. They had Lawrence Taylor, they was marketing him. William the Refrigerator Perry, they was marketing him. They had the Bears Shuffle and shit. Remember the 80s? The 80s had him, William Refrigerator Perry was a G.I. Joe character. He came with not a gun, he came with a football. That he throw a football and shit. Like, that shit was crazy. Yes, you do have to be convicted to be a criminal. Other than that, you just somebody breaking the law until you get caught, and then you're a criminal. Crime is like, you know what I mean? Okay, why was 10, oh, 9.5 bears, because 10 bears was taken. Okay, is that your native name, 10 bears? Okay, got you. 10 bears is the native war chief. No, but what is the law? You don't break the law until they tell you you broke it. Thus far is, you know what I mean? You it was an action because a law in some places is a norm in others. You do realize that, right? And tell somebody define what the crime you have broken. You are just It is an action until somebody defines it as a crime. Right, and that's when they turn into criminals when they get convicted. And some things that was considered a crime is now, you know what I'm saying, the norm. Like remember, recreational use of marijuana was a crime. Now it's normal. It's so many fall guys. Every year you see an abundance of people that did 30, 40 years in jail, prison. And then they say, oh, well, we made a mistake. Smash that like, y'all. Shout me out. Is flop making you safe or violating your privacy is the conversation, y'all. If I go and rob a bank without being caught, I'm not a criminal. No, you're not. You're a criminal once they catch you and serve you due process. Habeas corpus. You know what I'm saying? That's when you become a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do is nothing until they serve you the warrant. You can kill somebody and you don't become a murderer until they serve you the papers for the warrant. Steve, what's going on with you? Hello, my fellow Americans. Fat women in spandex should be a crime. Not these days, because they cutting that shit up, Steve. You're doing yourself a great disservice. No, you're not a convicted criminal if you commit a crime. You're only a convicted criminal unless they convict you of the crime. You jump in the gun, see what I'm saying? 9.5 bears. You said I'm a convicted criminal if I commit a crime. No, I'm only a convicted criminal unless they convict me of the crime. You know, some people are even served the warrant for the crime, and then they beat the charge, so they're not a convicted criminal. They're not even a criminal no more. After they beat the charge, you do understand that, right? You say there should be an age limit. Innocent until proven guilty. Nah, shit. And most times it's guilty until you can prove yourself innocent. I'm saying if you rob a bank, you are a criminal. Now, that's not what you said, though. Now you're trying to explain it, but even until they serve process to you that you committed a crime, you're not a criminal. You got to be convicted of the crime to be a criminal, dude. Just because somebody say you did something, that does not make you a criminal. Under due process, you are aware of that, right? Until you are convicted of a crime, you are not a criminal. Smash that like. What tribe was 10 Bears at War Chief? I ain't never heard of 10 Bears. I did understand what you were saying. Maybe you didn't understand what you were saying. Look at what ICE is doing. Look at what ICE is doing. They need a quota of 2,000 per day. Damn. Is that 2,000 per ICE officer or 2,000 per ICE on a national level? And Flock and Ring are closely associated. Y'all are aware of that, right? They're just in different algorithms. And Ring is getting people from across the street. No, until they found you and convicted you, you're not a convicted criminal. Okay, when they give you due process, now you are a criminal because you've been served papers, but you're not a convicted criminal. I mean, and then you can exonerate. Ain't this crazy? You can exonerate yourself because if they do all this stuff right and they don't convict you, does that still make you a criminal? And they found out that you didn't do it after they served due process. He was Comanche. Okay. Comanche. We was in the Black Hills. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. No, a criminal cannot cause crime, you have to be arrested. One man's crime is another man's passion, livelihood. You're a convicted criminal until you get convicted of a crime, man. That's just it. It's speaking for itself. They need to get 2,000 people today off the street, so now they'll take anybody. Yeah, that's crazy. They'll take anybody and start them out at the office. That's how they do anyway with crime. When they do those huge sweeps, like when they're looking for somebody, they'll pick anybody up. Remember that lady? Yeah, I'm familiar with Project Know You. I'm familiar with it. Also search the Chicago crime algorithm. It's the same thing. All they doing all that for data and analytics. Sometimes you know that they put the crime there so that it can make it more, interesting to watch. You ever watch Cops from the 80s? If you really look at it, that shit was stripped it. Cops from the 80s was stripped it. Because the person driving the car, okay, all of a sudden he gets the chance to tell you his life story, and that night everything was popping that night. Everything was directed toward him that night. He pulled over the drunk driver that ran and had the shotgun in the car that night on Cops. Man, everything is stripped it, man. Well, they did the Haitians wrong. The only reason they had the Haitians here is because where the Haitians were in Haiti, Google this now, there's this rare earth mineral called iridium. And it's only in certain spaces on the planet, like South Africa has iridium. They also found $1 trillion vein of gold. Platinum comes with gold on the upside, behind it. The tiers of gold is silver and copper. You know what I'm saying? All of those, you know what I mean? When you find gold, you can more likely find silver, copper, and all the other precious metals that go around it. And there's an abundance in Haiti. They had these people here seemingly under political pressure, religious persecution, all kind of stuff. And now you so easily throw them back amongst the wolves. And some people are taking kids that never even been to Haiti. It's crazy that they snatching the agreement under the rug from under these people. Right. A criminal and a convict are independent of each other because a convict can be somebody that didn't even commit a crime. He's a convict because he was convicted of that crime. You understand what I'm saying? A convict is somebody that's been convicted, no matter whether they did it or not. But a criminal might be somebody that perhaps may be engaged in an action that was considered criminal. You understand? You say gotta go haircut year. That's too much information, man. But you better go wash that hair before you cut it. Now I know that you ain't say I gotta go wash my haircut. I gotta go haircut, yeah. Yo, let's mow the lawn together. You know you might not have a channel pretty soon. All these AI lawnmowers. I just seen a guy cutting the grass using AI, using an AI lawnmower. You know you might not have a job coming up. The Rumba. Y'all, you remember the Rumba? That was like the vacuum cleaner was popular. Now shit, they got. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like, y'all. Okay. So, do you go around and like you'll cut people yards and stuff, and then do it for charity, non-profit or something like that? Okay, yeah, you got the dope lawnmower shorts. I see a fruit well. I see a bird, butterfly. Okay. Oh yeah, I need that in my yard too. That Shinto temple jump. Yeah, you can do it. Go get a lawnmower. Do a 1099 miscellaneous. Start a nonprofit. I mean, okay, the robot mowers ain't no good. You got to spend a lot of money on them. Right. But I'm saying they can only get better and better pretty soon. That's gonna take a job from little kids that used to have the gas can going around cutting people's grass. Remember those little kids? Smash that like y'all. We about to wrap this up, y'all. Shout out everybody that came through. Make sure y'all leave a comment below. Is flocking making you safe or violate your privacy? Thanks for everybody for showing that super support. We'll be back with another dope conversation. Shout out all my fellow Americans.